Good evening, everyone. This is Ananya Banerjee, and this is the second part of the explanation series of the poem My Mother at 66 of class 12th NCERT English Flamingo. And the explanation of the poem, the line by line explanation of the poem, was given in part 1, and therefore all the viewers who haven't seen the part 1, the line by line explanation of the poem, they can simply move to the first part and watch that, and then come to the second part of the series. And the second part deals with the solutions of the NCERT questions that are given in this chapter. So without wasting further time, let's move ahead with the solutions of NCERT questions of My Mother at 66 poem. So the very first question, what is the kind of pain and ache that the poet feels? इस क्वेश्चन में हम लोगों से ये पूछा गया है कि जो पोयम में पेन के बारे में जिक्र किया है पोएट ने, उसका क्या मतलब है? व्हाट इज द काइंड? किस काइंड के पेन की बात कर रही है पोएट? So iska answer simply, if in simple words we want to give the answer of this question, it is simply that the poet feels the pain and ache of losing her mother, since her mother is aging and inching closer to death. जो पोएट है वो ये पेन फील कर रही है, वो ये एक फील कर रही है दैट हर मदर इज एजिंग, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस एजिंग, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस phenomena of getting older, she is inching closer to death, which means जो पोएट है वो इस बात से डर रही है कि उसकी माँ बूढ़ी हो रही है, एंड क्योंकि हम ह्यूमन बीइंग्स हमेशा के लिए जिंदा नहीं रह सकते, इस वजह से उसको इस बात का डर लग रहा है कि वो अपने माँ को खो सकती है। खो सकती है का मतलब उनकी मदर का, उनकी माँ का देहांत हो सकता है। With her mother's appearance, she derives the pain. जो उनकी मदर का अपीयरेंस था, जिसमें वो बहुत ही पेल लग रही थी, बहुत ही वीक लग रही थी, जिनका फेस कंपेयर किया गया था लाइक एशन कॉप्स, जिनका फेस कंपेयर किया गया था टू द लेट विंटर्स मून। तो इन अपीयरेंसेस को ऑब्जर्व करके पोएट को बार बार ऐसा लग रहा था कि उनकी जो मदर है वो बूढ़ी होती जा रही हैं, वो अपने देहावस्था, वो अपने देहांत की तरफ अग्रसर हो रही है। शी इज इंचिंग क्लोजर टू हर डेथ। द पोएट फेल्ट अ नोन पेन। The poet felt a known pain. Why it is said known pain? Because when she was child, the poet got to know what death is. The poet got to know what's the meaning of death is, and hence she developed the fear of losing her mother. जब बचपन में उनको ये पता चला था कि डेथ का मतलब, मौत का मतलब क्या होता है, तो उनको ये डर लगा था, उनको ये फियर हुआ था कि वो अपनी मदर को ना लूज कर दे, बिकॉज एज अ चाइल्ड शी लव्ड हर मदर, एज चिल्ड्रन लव देयर पेरेंट्स। तो उनको ये डर था, इस वजह से ये एक नोन पेन है। सो आई एम डिक्टेटिंग यू द एंटायर आंसर, यू कैन नोट इट डाउन in your notebook, which is the poet feels the pain and ache of losing her mother, since her mother is aging and inching closer to death. Full stop. With her mother's appearance, she derives this pain. Full stop. The poet felt a known pain, comma, when as a child the poet got to know what death is, comma, she developed the fear of losing her mother. So the answer is, the poet feels the pain and ache of losing her mother, since her mother is aging and inching closer to death. With her mother's appearance, she derives the pain. The poet felt a known pain when as a child the poet got to know what death is. She developed the fear of losing her mother. So this was the answer to the first question. Now moving on to the second question. Oh, I'm sorry. What's this? Just a second. Yeah. So moving on to the second question, that is why the young trees are described, or why are the young trees described as sprinting. मतलब कि जो पोएम में यंग ट्रीज को स्प्रिंटिंग से डिनोट किया गया है वो ऊपर वाली लाइन में, उसका मतलब क्या है, क्यों उनको स्प्रिंटिंग से डिस्क्राइब किया गया है. सो द सिंपल आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन इज दैट द पोएट पुट्स हर नेगेटिव थॉट्स अवे. जो उनके दिमाग में नेगेटिव थॉट्स आ रही थी कार में बैठकर, उन नेगेटिव थॉट्स को हटाने के लिए शी लुक्ड आउट ऑफ द कार एंड फाउंड दैट द young trees were sprinting, which means they seem to move backwards. स्प्रिंटिंग का मतलब क्या होता है, रनिंग. एंड जब कार चल रही थी तो ट्रीज कैसे इमेजिनेशन फॉर्म करते हैं, जो कार के अंदर बैठा होता है ऐसा लगता है कि ट्रीज पीछे की तरफ भाग रही हैं. सो दैट्स व्हाई द पोएट described the young trees as sprinting. And the young trees are described as sprinting to contrast the active movement of the young trees with the inactive life of her mother. Now try to understand this. Trees को young कहा गया है इस वजह से क्योंकि पोएट को एक कॉन्ट्रास्ट, मतलब कि एक डिफरेंस क्रिएट करना था अपनी मदर से, विच मीन्स जो उनकी मदर उनकी कार के अंदर बैठी हुई है वो ओल्ड हो रही हैं, वो बूढ़ी होती जा रही हैं. लेकिन जब उन्होंने कार के बाहर देखा अपने नेगेटिव थॉट्स को हटाने के लिए, तब उन्होंने देखा यंग ट्रीज. सो इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ पोएटिक डिवाइस. कॉन्ट्रास्ट इज अ काइंड ऑफ पोएटिक डिवाइस इन विच दो बहुत ही अलग अलग चीजों को एक साथ रख दिया जाता है. And in this case, the mother is getting old, her mother is old and the trees are young. So the trees are described as sprinting to contrast the active movement of the young trees. जो भी चीजें यंग होती है वो काफी एक्टिव होती हैं, तो इस वजह से स्प्रिंट कर रही हैं, वो दौड़ रही हैं वो, because the young trees are in their young phase and they are active and hence they are sprinting. And on the other hand, on the very contrary, her mother, who is sitting inside the car, she is inching closer to death. She is aging and therefore her life is inactive. So I am dictating the answer, you can write it. The poet puts her negative thoughts away and looks out of the car and finds young trees sprinting. That is, they seem to move or run backwards when they are moving inside car. Full stop. The young trees are described as sprinting to contrast the active movement of the young trees with the inactive life of her mother. Fine enough? So the answer is, the poet puts her negative thoughts away and looks out of the car and finds young trees sprinting. That is, they seem to move backwards when they are moving in car. The young trees are described as sprinting to contrast the active movement of the young trees with the inactive life of her mother. Fine. Now moving to the third question, that is, why has the poet brought in the image of the merry children spilling out of their homes? So this question says, or this question asks the students that poet ने अपनी poem में merry children spilling out of their homes वाली बात को क्यों include किया? Fine. So a very simple answer to this question is, the poet used merry children spilling out of their homes to contrast the happy and agile life of the children with the sad and inactive life of her mother. This is quite similar to the second question, that is, why are the young trees described sprinting, and why the poet brought the image of merry children spilling out of their homes. पोएट ने ये बात अगेन इस वजह से पोएम में कही है, टू क्रिएट अ कॉन्ट्रास्ट बिटवीन द हैप्पी एंड अजाइल लाइफ, बिटवीन द हैप्पी एंड एक्टिवेटेड लाइफ ऑफ द चिल्ड्रन. जब बच्चे छोटे होते हैं वो कितने एक्टिव होते हैं, वो खेल रहे हैं, कूद रहे हैं, बदमाशी कर रहे हैं, परेशान कर रहे हैं, तंग कर रहे हैं किसी को, उसके बाद फिर अचानक से उनको भूख लगी, लाइक दे आर वेरी मच एक्टिव, लाइक दे आर द मोस्ट एक्टिव species in the world, I guess. So they are very active. But on the other hand, her mother is having a very sad, inactive life. Why sad and inactive? Because when people tend to get older, they become inactive in their life because of the aging factor, because of the biological factors, and they are sad because they have seen their life. They have seen their life, and उनको जो चेंजिंग वर्ल्ड की नई नई चीजें होती हैं वो उनको थोड़ा सा डिस्टर्ब कर सकती है, दैट्स व्हाई दे आर सैड. तो पोएट ने सिंपली इस वजह से इमेज ऑफ मेरी चिल्ड्रन स्पिलिंग आउट ऑफ देयर होम्स बोला है टू मेक अ कॉन्ट्रास्ट, एक डिफरेंस क्रिएट करने के लिए बिटवीन द खुशहाल लाइफ of the children, that is happy life of the children, with the sad and inactive life of her mother. So I am dictating the answer, you write it in your notebook. The poet used merry children spilling out of their home in order to contrast the happy and agile life of the children with the sad and inactive life of her mother. Fine enough? Now moving to question number 4. Just a second. Yeah. So the question 4 asks the students, why has the mother been compared to the late winter's moon? जो मदर हैं बेसिकली उनके फेस को लेट विंटर्स मून के साथ कंपेयर किया गया था. सो मदर को क्यों कंपेयर किया गया है लेट विंटर्स मून के साथ? तो a very simple answer to this question is, the poet compared her mother to the late winter's moon because when the poet looked at her mother, if you remember the poem, when the poet looked at her mother again and she compared the face of her mother to winter moon, which was, that is, the moon due to fog and mist lacks brightness since the moon is not visible. जो विंटर का मून होता है, as I have explained earlier, जो विंटर का मून होता है वो ड्यू टू फॉग एंड मिस्ट अपनी ब्राइटनेस को खो देता है बिकॉज वो क्लियरली विजिबल ही नहीं होता स्काई पे. तो जो पोएट है उन्होंने इस काइंड ऑफ मून को, इस स्पेसिफिक टाइप ऑफ मून को अपनी मदर के साथ कंपेयर किया है. अब क्यों किया है? बिकॉज her mother is also lacking strength and brightness, because her face is colorless, van word लिखा था पोएम में, pale and dull due to lack of the agile behavior, the activeness, because of the lack of all these things, and also blood circulation, because old age में ऐसा होता है कि इंसान का blood circulation उतना नहीं रहता, कम रहता है. Therefore she has compared her mother to that of late winter's moon, and as late winter's moon जो line था, it was having the poetic device, it was having the figure of speech simile, as I have explained earlier what simile is. So you can go back in the video part 1 and watch that again. So I am dictating you the answer. The poet looked at her mother again and she compared the face of mother to winter's moon, comma, which due to fog and mist lacks brightness since moon is not visible, full stop. This signifies that her mother is lacking strength and brightness, full stop. Her face is colorless, pale and dull due to lack of activeness, comma, strength and blood circulation. Fine enough? So this was the answer to question number 4. You may write it down. You may again go back a few seconds, and then you can again listen to the answer, then write the answer. Now coming to the 5th question, what do the parting words of the poet and her smile signify? A very important question. So in the poem, question को समझिए. In the poem, at last, what she said to her mother, she said, "See you soon, Amma." And after that, she wrote a line, and I smiled and smiled and smiled. ये repetition हुआ था. If you haven't seen the part 1, the line by line explanation, and you don't know this thing, then you please go ahead, go back to the part 1 video and watch it. There I have explained. So at last she says, "See you soon, Amma," and then smile and smile and smile. So why? What does this signify? Why the poet said these lines, or what does this signify? So the parting words, the simple answer is the parting words, "See you soon, Amma," and her smile signifies the poet's hope, of meeting her mother again. Hope, emphasis on the word hope. उसकी जो आशा थी कि वो अपनी माँ से दोबारा मिलेगी जब वो रिटर्न होगी फिर से अपने होम टाउन में, तो ये उसके उस होप को, उस आशा को सिग्निफाई करता है, हर पार्टिंग वर्ड्स. ऑल्सो व्हाई शी वॉज स्माइलिंग, स्माइल एंड स्माइल एंड स्माइल, बिकॉज शी वॉज हाइडिंग हर फीलिंग ऑफ fear and pain from her mother when she was parting away from her. Simple. समझ आ गया दैट पोएट को अपने मदर से उसके अंदर जो फियर ऑफ पेन था उसको छुपाना था, इस वजह से शी वॉज स्माइलिंग एंड स्माइलिंग. सो अ सिंपल आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन इज, यू मे राइट इट डाउन, द पार्टिंग वर्ड्स "See you soon, Amma" and her smile signifies the poet's hope, underline the word hope, of meeting her mother again. Full stop. She hides her feeling of pain and fear from her mother and parted with a positive note. So, as I have already explained in the previous video, that firstly she was having a hope of meeting her mother again. Secondly, she hid her feelings from her mother, the feelings of pain and fear. Third, she wanted to, part away from her mother, bid her a goodbye on a positive note. And she wanted to have this feeling of hope and positivity inside her. Therefore, she said, "See you soon, Amma," and then smile and smile and smile. So this is the answer of the 5th question. So with this, we have completed the NCERT questions, the 5 questions, and the NCERT questions, students, these are very important with regard to the CBSE board examinations, because the teachers or the NCERT, the CBSE, can ask you all these questions because these are the main gist, these are the main specific areas of the poem, and hence these are given in NCERT. So don't ever try to miss out questions that are given in NCERT, whether it is for English or for any other subject. I will be posting the videos of other subjects as well. There also I'll explain you the chapter, I'll give you the answers to the NCERT question, I'll give you the mind map of the entire chapter in 3 parts, in 4 parts. Because the NCERT questions are very important, they are very relevant, and they are asked by CBSE each year. Not all the 5 questions will come. They'll not come in this similar fashion. They'll not copy the question as it is from the book. But the questions will revolve around these main points, these main topics only. So try to have the entire explanation of the poem, which is very important because you never know what kind of question CBSE can ask, because they can ask out of the box questions also. And also don't ignore the NCERT questions because they are very important. So for the NCERT questions, this is part 2 of the poem, and for the entire explanation I have part 1 that I have already posted in the channel. You can go and watch that. So thank you for watching the video. Like, comment what you want, comment what you want to change, comment your views, your ideas, and share and subscribe the channel, and wait for part 3 of this chapter, which will be having the explanation of the poetic devices and the figure of speeches that are used in this poem, which is very important, which is again a very important part. So stay tuned and have a great day ahead. Bye bye. Take care everyone. Stay safe. Stay at home. Bye bye.